On that note, let's begin with our gathering song this morning. Come, come, whoever you are. The words are in your printed order of service. And we will do this in 3 parts. We will sing it through once in unison. Then we'll have part A, part B, and part C in a round. Rise, please. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leading, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are. Come, come, whoever you are. Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leading, ours is no caravan of despair. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, whoever you are. Wanderer, come, whoever you are. Ours is no caravan of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, whoever you are. Wanderer, come, whoever you are. Ours is no caravan of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Amen.
Indeed, whoever you are, member, friend, or visitor, we welcome you this morning, whether in person here or joining us online, to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Hillsborough. We strive to be an open, supportive, and welcoming congregation. So whoever you are, whatever personal faith practices and beliefs you bring with you, we invite you to share this hour of worship with us for our special seasonal Festival of Candlelight service. And I'm very excited because I love this service. I am Heather Kraft. I'll be the worship associate for today's service. And I want to take this introductory moment to thank everyone who's participating in putting this service together. A special thank you to David Yelton, who, with my help, organized all the moving parts of this service. Because there were so many other contributors, if we didn't have room to list them all in the order of service, we have listed all of them in the second page of your program. We always give special recognition and thanks to our music director, Aviva Enoch. This week, our special musical performers are Lori Etter and Caroline Welty. And special thank you to Amy Rust, who I don't think is here this week, and who produces the order of service, and AC Tharrington for handing them out at the door. Amy Dark and AC Tharrington for our order of service. So, thank you to everyone who made this service possible. It is truly a labor of love. Before we create our sacred space and begin our worship, let's take a moment to share any announcements for the good of the community. First reminder is to make sure your cell phone is silenced or put in worship mode. And we are in the green, so masks are optional. And coffee hour is going to be in the library in the back room after service. But we do encourage you to leave this space where we've all been for the last hour and spread out throughout our building. And then after service today, we're having a pizza lunch and holiday decorating party of our Christmas tree after the service. If you'd like to stay, all are welcome to help. Are there any other announcements?
This group knows how to throw a party, right? Yesterday was amazing. We are tomorrow night. We're having a town hall online. The link to it is in the e-news. But if you need to know how to join the town hall, which is going to be a conversation about some of our social justice efforts for the calendar year of 2023. Just a conversation. We want to hear people's ideas, what they're interested in, what we've done well, what we might need to improve on. So we encourage everyone to participate in that. That is the other really important stool that holds up a leg of the, you know what I'm trying to say. Yes.
Go ahead. I'm Diana Phillips, and I'm the listening ear for today.
I'm Aviva Enoch. If anybody is interested in singing with us on Christmas Eve, we're going to have a special practice next week after the service. We'll just have like a brief break, and at 10 minutes after the service ends, we'll be back in here practicing. We're going to be singing Carol of the Bells. And if you would like the music, I brought it here today. I can also refer you to a YouTube recording, and we really welcome anybody that would love to sing with us, even if you've never sung with us before or haven't for a while.
All right. If there are no more announcements, let's prepare ourselves for worship together by reminding ourselves of who we are and why we gather. We are a community of liberal, open-minded people who strive to connect with one another in love. We are a people defined by covenant, not by creed. This means that we have committed to a way of being with one another rather than to a statement of common belief. To that end, we support each other in spiritual growth and deepening of our faith. We challenge one another to find more love, both inside ourselves and in the world. And together we welcome all of you with open arms to this hour of worship. Because of the nature of our special program today, we will be lighting our Unitarian Universalist chalice as part of the Festival of Candlelight. So now let us begin to create our worship space together with our call to worship.
This is Blessed Be You by Maureen Killeran. Blessed be you, Spirit of life, who guides us to light candles at this festal time. Blessed be you, Spirit of healing, who works miracles of hope for our hearts to see. And blessed be you, Spirit of light, who sustains our life, lifts us up, and brings us to this season of joy and love. Please rise in body or spirit as we sing our opening hymn, Gather the Spirit, number 347, verses 1 and 3 only, please.
Here
Ours is a welcoming community where we find connection, a sharing community where our joys are celebrated, and a caring community where our sorrows are lessened. Each Sunday, we take some time to reflect on the special happenings that have occurred this week among our members and friends. Some choose to share aloud while others choose to remain silent. Here we make room for both. For those of you who would like to share aloud, please take a moment before we begin to center yourself and collect your thoughts so that what you share this morning is personal, heartfelt, and brief. When you're ready, please come forward to the side microphone, tell us your name, and share what is in your heart. When you're finished, you may release a stone into the vase, which is right here. For those of you who prefer to silently acknowledge the joys and sorrows remaining in your hearts, I invite you to come and release a stone into the vase while Aviva plays Dark of Winter. After everyone is seated and Aviva has played through the hymn once, you're all invited to join in singing one verse of the hymn. The words are printed in your order of service. We hold all of these things within the heart of this community, both spoken and unspoken, by remaining silent for a moment as we consider what has been shared and how we might respond. Let us close together with Amen and blessed be. Amen and blessed be. Since this is an intergenerational service and our kids are an integral part of that, we will not be singing them to class today, but we will have a brief musical interlude.
That's beautiful, Aviva. Thank you very much for setting the tone for today's festival of candlelight. This is the story and spirit of the Unitarian Universalist chalice. In the center of our altar is our flaming chalice. Not yet flaming. It's the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. Even though it's not associated with any one particular holiday season, the flaming chalice has, over the course of time, come to represent celebration of hope, inspiration, community, and religious liberty. The flaming chalice did not officially become a UU symbol until the 1950s. However, during the Middle Ages, when only the clergy were allowed to drink from the communion cup, a priest from Prague named Jan Hus courageously defied the Catholic Church by serving his congregation both bread and the wine, effectively declaring that all people have equal access to the divine. After Huss's death, his followers continued to share the full communion with one another in secret and took up the flaming chalice as their symbol, representing, as we say today, the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. Much later, during World War II, Reverend Charles Joy, who was the director of the Unitarian Service Committee, asked his friend Hans Deutsch, an Austrian artist and dissident, to create a symbol that would represent the spirit of their work. At that time, the Unitarian Service Committee was a rescue relief operation and was helping Unitarians, Jews, and other persecuted groups escape from Nazi control. Since Nazi informers were numerous, Reverend Joy felt that the organization needed a secret symbol, a symbol of hope, to use in all their clandestine communications to ensure refugees that they were in good hands as they traveled in the network, much like the Underground Railroad in this country. The organization first began using the symbol in French refugee camps, and soon it was understood that anyone carrying a note with the flaming chalice, flaming chalice, could be trusted. Sympathizers would draw the symbol in the dirt outside their homes as a symbol to those who needed a place to stay. Therefore, a light in the darkness or a shelter from the storm. The flaming chalice means even more to Unitarian Universalists today. Even though, as I said, it's not a flame associated specifically with festivals in the holy days of winter, it means that you use everywhere honor all sincere religious and cultural beliefs that give meaning and hope to life. It means that we can simultaneously celebrate Yule, Hanukkah, Christmas, and draw strength from all these varied beliefs and rituals. And we can do just that as we celebrate, in their historical and chronological order, the lighting of these candles and these time-honored religious celebrations. It means that all people are welcome here. Indeed, we proclaim, as we did earlier, come, come, whoever you are, and may it always be so.
Lighting of the Chalice by Denise Tracy. For centuries, people have told stories, celebrated life, and approached the ultimate while gathered around a fire. Today we light this chalice, that the hearth fire of our hearts may be rekindled, that our stories may be retold, that we might celebrate life anew, and that we might approach what is of ultimate value. Please stand and body your spirit as we sing This Little Light of Mine, hymn number 118.
morning, everyone.
Morning.
In just a few days, on December 21st, thank you, the winter solstice will take place in the northern hemisphere. And on that day, the sun will stand still. Not really, you say, and you are right. The sun does not actually stand still, but for a very long time, that's what people believed happened when the solstice came around. The word solstice is made up of two words, sol, which means sun, and static, which means still. We know now that the earth is moving around the sun, and that the equinoxes and the solstices, the seasons, are really caused by the tilt of the earth towards and away from the sun. And that's what causes the winter solstice, the longest night of the year, when the daylight is the shortest. But it is easy to understand why it is so important and meaningful to our ancestors to be able to count on having sufficient daylight. Getting a little out of ourselves. They needed the light to see and to gather food or to grow their crops. They also believed that by lighting candles and fires, they could coax the daylight to return to them. And when it did start to return, they celebrated by lighting more lights and developing rituals. Yule is the Celtic name for the celebration of the winter solstice. Since ancient times, people all over the world have had celebrations for this time of the year. We know that in pre-Christian times, the return of the light was honored by rituals and rites of fire. There are bonfires on the hillsides, candles in the windows, and a Yule log in the fireplace. And the continuing light, even in the darkest night of the year, was also celebrated with decorations of evergreens, like holly, ivy, and mistletoe. At all the feasts, the four quarters of the earth were acknowledged, and contemporary nature worshippers, pagans and witches, still call upon the four quarters, the four directions, the four earth elements. In this congregation, we will honor the four directions in our worship services each solstice and equinox by lighting 4 candles. The lighting of the 4 directions was written by Joan Goodwin, and now I will present it with Mary as my candle lighter. East, spirit of the east, spirit of air, of morning and springtime, be with us as the sun rises in times of beginning, times of planting. Inspire with the fresh breath of courage as we go forth into the new year.
Grab a candle and light from there. Pick one. Bring it up. Hold it like that while you walk around the table.
South, spirit of the south, spirit of fire of noontime and summer, be with us through the heat of the day and help us to be ever growing. Warm us with the new strength and energy for the work that awaits us. Now west, spirit of the west, spirit of water of evening and autumn, be with us as the sun sets and help us to enjoy a rich harvest. Flow through us with a cooling, healing quietness and bring us peace. North, spirit of the north, spirit of earth, of nighttime and winter, be with us in the darkness and the time of gestation. Ground us in the wisdom of the changing seasons as we celebrate the spiraling journey of our lives. Now stand in body or spirit for hymn number 235.
La la Hanukkah, also known as the Festival of Lights, is a religious celebration in the Jewish tradition. The timing is based upon the moon rather than the sun, so the dates are changeable. This year, Hanukkah is celebrated from December 18th to 26th.
Hanukkah is celebrated for 8 days to honor a miracle that happened long ago. Judas Maccabeus drove conquerors from Jerusalem, and the people of Maccabee were allowed to return to their temple. They hurried to rekindle the sacred lamp, which is supposed to be burning always, but found there was only enough oil for 1 day of burning. They had faith enough to light it anyway, and it stayed lit for 8 days until they had time to prepare new oil for the lamp.
The menorah holds 8 candles, one for each day of the miraculous burning, as well as the shamash, or servant candle, from which the others are lighted. As we light the candles, we sing the traditional blessings in Hebrew. Go ahead, light it.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim avotenu, hayamim ha'hem ba'azman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'hechianu v'kiyamanu v'higyanu la'azman hazeh.
Here are the English translations. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of all, who hallows us with your commandments, commanding us to kindle the Hanukkah lights.
Okay. 1 candle is added each night during Hanukkah, beginning with the candle furthest from the serving candle. Candles are then lit beginning with the candle closest to the serving candle, as 2 additional blessings are then sung or said.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of all, who performed wondrous deeds for our ancestors in days of old at this season.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of all, who has kept us alive, sustained us, and brought us to this season. And now you can rise in body or spirit. We're going to sing Light One Candle, number 221.
Light one candle for the
next segment is about the gifts of Advent. On the Christian calendar, this time of year is known as the season of Advent. The word Advent means coming or arrival. The traditional Christian church calendar celebrates the coming of the long-awaited Messiah and the light that his birth brings to the world by recognizing each of the 4 Sundays preceding Christmas. So today is a Sunday of Advent. It's a time to celebrate the coming of light in the midst of darkness, and a time of expectation, preparation, quiet reflection, and sharing. Christians celebrate each of these 4 Sundays by lighting 1 candle each week in a circular wreath. The colors may vary from church to church, but traditionally there are 3 purple or blue candles and 1 pink one. These 4 colored candles represent the gifts to the world of hope, faith, joy, and peace. So now, let us light each of these 4 candles in the circle. And Sine and Caroline are going to help with this. The first week's candle is the candle of hope, also known as the prophet's candle. The second week's candle is the candle of faith, or the Bethlehem candle. The third, or pink candle, is the candle of joy. Pink stands for joy, and it's also known as the shepherd's candle. And the fourth week's candle is the peace or love candle, also known as the angel's candle. Then there's the final, 5th white candle in the center of the wreath, representing the Christ child who brings light to the world. It's traditionally lit on Christmas Eve, but for the purposes of our celebration today, we're going to go ahead and light this candle now and declare this to be an honorary Christmas Eve. And Caroline is going to give us a reading from the New Testament.
Now the birth of Jesus Christ took place in this way. When his mother Mary had been betrothed to Joseph, before they came together, she was found to be with child by the Holy Spirit, and her husband Joseph, being a just man and unwilling to put her to shame, resolved to divorce her quietly. But as he considered this, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not fear to take Mary as your wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit. She will bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and his name shall be called Emmanuel, which means God with you. When Joseph woke from his sleep, he did as the angel of the Lord commanded him. In those days a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be enrolled, and all that went to be enrolled, each to his own city. And Joseph also went out from Galilee, from the city of Nazareth, to Judea, to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be enrolled with Mary, his betrothed, who was with child. And while they were there, the time came for her to be delivered. And she gave birth to their firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no place for them in the inn. Now please rise in body or spirit for hymn number 246, O Little Town of Bethlehem.
Yeah.
principles of Kwanzaa. Let's raise this a little bit. Kwanzaa is from a Swahili word meaning first fruits of the harvest. It was created in 1966 as a celebration of family, community, and African culture. Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday, but rather a cultural one, and thus may be practiced by peoples of African descent regardless of their religious faith. And like many other cultural or minority celebrations, other people are welcome to participate as long as they honor and respect the meaning and purpose of the ritual. It begins December 26th and ends on New Year's Day. It is based on 7 principles that build strong families and communities. First, a central place in the home is chosen for the kinara, the special candle holder. Hang on a minute, Jacob. A table is then spread with a beautiful African cloth. A mat is placed over the cloth, and the kinara is placed in the center. Then ears of corn and other crops, representing the importance of children in the community and family. Next, the unity cup, used to pour libations in honor of the ancestors. And finally, African art objects and books on the life and culture of African people. And for the lighting of the kinara, it'll still be a second. On each of the 7 days, one of the 7 principles of the holiday is discussed and a candle lit. The center black candle represents the people, red candles designate the struggles of the people, green, the hope that springs from struggle. That's an instructional note. And we are going to start lighting the candles now, Jacob.
Okay.
Our first candle is the umojo, the center black candle. It's for unity, to strive for a principled and harmonious togetherness in the family, in the community, in the nation, and the world. We could be a little quieter over there. Our next candle is the Kuji Chokulia. The first red candle is for self-determination. I would recommend probably using one of these because that lighter is starting to dissipate.
Okay.
One of the candles, not the torch. So light it from in there, and then it should stay lit for the rest of the duration. So we are going to light the far left red candle. It's for self-determination, to define ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. Now we have the Ojima, the first green candle, is for collective work and responsibility, to build and maintain our community together, to make our sisters and brothers' problems our problems, and to solve them together. And then we have the Ujama, a second red candle, for cooperative economics, to build our businesses, control the economics of our own communities, and share in all our communities' work and wealth. And next we have the Nia, a second green candle, for purpose, to make our collective vocation the building and development of our community, to restore our people in their traditional greatness. And our last red candle, the Kuumba, is for creativity, to do as much as we can in whatever way we can, to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than it was when we inherited it. And our last green candle, the Imai, is for faith, to have faith, to believe good will always happen. Thank you, Jacob. Now please stand in body or spirit as we sing our 8th hymn, hymn number 147, When All the Peoples on the Earth.
Free, will learn the name of humanity.
And there you have it. We thus honor these various festivals of candlelight, these long-standing faith and cultural rituals, because each one brings its own joy, hope, and strength to various cultural and spiritual communities. And isn't that what worship is all about? Shared experiences and appreciation of each other. Blessed be.
Each week, we take a monetary offering to support our social justice work in the community. This support comes in the form of donations. This month, our community partner with whom we will share our plate is New Hope Elementary School. They help children in our nearby community with economic and social challenges. You may donate by putting cash or a check in the basket. Please make checks out to UUCH and put plate in the subject line. You can also donate online by going to our website, uuchnc.org, or using the QR code in your bulletin or the Kindred app. Lots of choices. During our... Not Kindred, I'm sorry, Vanco. Vanco is the new one. Sorry. Lori Etter and Caroline Welty will be performing The Christians and the Pagans by Dar Williams.
Amber called her uncle, said we're up here for the holiday. Jane and I were having solstice, now we need a place to stay. And her Christ-loving uncle watched his wife hang Mary on a tree. He watched his son hang candy canes, homemade with red dye number 3. He told his niece it's Christmas Eve, I know our life is not your style. She said Christmas is like solstice and we miss you and it's been a while. So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith and common ground the best that they were able. And just before the meal was served, hands were held and prayers were said, sending hope for peace on earth to all their gods and goddesses. The food was great, the tree plugged in, the meal had gone without a hitch till Timmy turned to Amber and said, is it true that you're a witch? His mom jumped up and said, the pies are burning. Then she hit the kitchen, and it was Jane who spoke. She said, it's true your cousin's not a Christian, but we love trees, we love the snow, the friends we have, the world we share, and you find magic from your God, and we find magic everywhere. So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith and common ground, the best that they were able. And where does magic come from? I think magic's in the learning, 'cause now when Christians sit with pagans, only pumpkin pies are burning. When Amber tried to do the dishes, her aunt said, really, no, don't I?
Thank you both. Such a wonderful song. Please join me in our prayer of collective gratitude. It's found in your order of service. For the love that surrounds us every morning, for the friends beside us, and for the generous gifts just received, let us be truly grateful.
For our closing words, we use "Candles have been lighted for centuries." It's printed in your order of service today. I'll read the bold type and everyone join in on all. Candles have been lighted for centuries.
As symbols to brighten the darkness of winter days and bring hope and courage to our minds, to lend warmth to the coldness of winter days and warm our hearts with love and understanding.
There is magic in candlelight.
The magic that one candle can kindle the flames in many others, yet not diminish its own light.
Candles help us celebrate the holidays.
As we light our candles this holiday season, may we remember to share it with others, passing it on wherever there is a dark place your love can enlighten.
Please rise in body or spirit as we sing our closing song, which is "We Wish You Blessed Holidays," to the song of "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," but with a few new words. We'll sing it through twice. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Happy Hanukkah. We wish you a festive Kwanzaa and a Yule of good cheer. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you blessed holidays and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Happy Hanukkah. We wish you a festive Kwanzaa and a Yule of good cheer. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you blessed holidays and a Happy New Year. Please be seated. At this time, I will extinguish in reverse order our festival candlelight, starting with Kwanzaa. I'll do it several ways. With Advent, with Hanukkah, with the four corners, four directions.
As we extinguish the UU chalice, please join me. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Go in peace, my friends. Amen, shalom, and blessed be.